Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on the Forgotten Weapons Library. I'm Ian, and today we're going to take a look at an older compilation book, International Arms Review No. 1. Now this is, I have to say, before I really was willing to give these books a look, they were the sort of thing that I would kind of glaze over at gun shows, figuring, they're full of kind of boring filler material. Well, I had someone actually suggest that I take a more serious look through this, and there's actually some really cool material in here. We'll get to some others, but this one in particular, International Arms Review No. 1, which is published, doesn't have an individual author, it's a collection. It was published by the Jolex company. This is specifically focusing on a lot of really interesting guns, instead of looking at, your everyday Mausers and Springfields and that sort of thing. And the other nice advantage about some of these older article collections is that the articles were written several decades ago. This is from the late 70s, when some of these guns in question were a good deal more common than they are today, and people were around who knew about them. So you can often get some pretty good information from older books like this. We'll take a look through and you can see what I mean by some of the more interesting guns. Alright, so I'm going to go through some of the articles in here that I find particularly interesting, a bunch of them in fairly short order. We have the Dreyse Needle Gun, one of the very first effective military methods of self-contained cartridges. We have the Werder rifle, interesting and not particularly well-known Germanic development. We have the Mauser zigzag revolver, which I've always thought was a pretty cool looking revolver. We have the Pinfire, which was another common early cartridge system that you don't see a whole lot of discussion about. The FG-42, moving into a little bit more modern of a realm. The Schwarzlos pistol, which we just recently did a review of. I find it interesting that the Schwarzlos that they work on here looks distinctive from all the others that I've seen. I believe this one is a Warner Arms manufactured version. And just an interesting overview, fairly shallow but fairly wide, and with a lot of guns you don't normally see referenced. Evolution of assault rifles after World War II. And they've got some interesting stuff in there, like the Jungmann Model 49, the Gewehr 06, and some other oddball systems. And lastly, Portuguese Guedes rifle, 1885. I'm kind of interested in these because a lot of them ended up in the Boer War in South Africa. So none of these articles are particularly, hugely deep in content, but they all give a pretty good overview of a lesser-known firearm. So as you can probably tell by the $6.95 cover price here, this book is long out of print. However, it's one of those books that turns up fairly regularly at gun shows, and there are also a whole bunch of copies available on Amazon. Because it is soft cover and generally overlooked, they're quite reasonably priced. As I'm recording this, there are several copies available in the $12 to $15 range. So if it's something you're looking for, definitely head on over to Amazon. I bet you can find a copy fairly cheap. And even if you're only interested in half or a third of the articles, it's a pretty cost-efficient way to get some good print material on your bookshelf, some good reference for you. So check it out, see what you think. Thanks for watching.